Look, I don't care how much time you spend writing your book or working with others to get it done. If it doesn't pass this 5-minute test, it's crap. And that's not because you're a bad writer or you chose the wrong people to work with. And that's purely because your book won't sell, won't spread, and it will not change lives. So in the next 5 minutes, I'll give you 3 things that you need to know about your book, otherwise it's game over. Hello, my name is Ben Sina, and over the last 7 years, I have helped more than 600 authors write and publish their best-selling books, and in this channel, I'll be sharing you some of the secrets, some of the must-dos in order for you to become one as well and publish your own best-selling book and make an impact and a fortune for yourself as well. Alright, test number 1. Does your book solve one bleeding obvious problem? Now listen to this. Nobody buys a book to get better, to get smarter. People buy non-fiction books to avoid and stop a specific pain in their lives. Just think about it. Some of the best-selling books of all time, Atomic Habits, is meant to break bad habits. Psychology of Money, How to Stop Being Poor. Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Escape the Rat Race. So it's very simple to tie up the book title to the problem that people want to stop occurring in their lives. Now here's the drill. If you cannot describe your book problem and the problem that it solves in one single sentence, it's game over. You have to restructure and you have to repurpose your book because it's not going to sell. Your book must attack one annoying problem that he or she faces every day and is actually sick of and tired of. And a great question to ask yourself in this situation would be, would a stranger, a complete stranger, would pay $20 for your book today to solve their problem? If your answer is probably not, or I'm not sure about, you have to go back to the drawing board and get it done all over again. All right, test number 2 is, and this is key, this is very important, cannot stress this enough, this is probably the most important out of all 3, is the title on your book cover can be seen from a mile away. Can you clearly see it when you zoom out and you make it a thumbnail size, and you can crystal clear see your book title, and you get an instant understanding of what it is. If your book title looks like a poem and reads like a riddle, it's not going to sell, it's not going to work. Now listen, I'm not saying that your book cannot sell if you're gonna make it all complex, nice looking, blah, blah, blah. There is a chance that it's gonna sell. I mean, for some reason, your potential readers and buyers, I don't even like talking about readers because most people these days are not even readers, they're just book buyers, but this is a topic for the next video. Anyway, what I'm saying is, you want to place on a bet which has the highest odds here. And if your probability of striking gold is 3 out of 10, and on the other side is 1 out of 10, which one would you choose? Would you place a bet on something that looks kind of nice, not very clear, blurry, but it looks like a piece of art, right? And it's not a fiction book, keep in mind. Most people that are watching this, they are businessmen, entrepreneurs, experts in their fields, right? Now, on the other side, you have a title like Deep Work or Cannot Hurt Me. Very clear, bold. You can see it from a mile away and you can instantly see, okay, this is how it solves my problem. This is what I'm sick of, and here's how it connects with me instantly. Does your book title on the cover from a mile away connect with your potential readers, book buyers, heads and eyes instantly and clicks in their brain, okay, I need this. Right? Do they want that? No. The question is, do they actually need this solution in their head enough to make a buying decision? If the answer is no, that's not good enough. You have to rework on this concept. Now remember this, a confused customer always says no. They never buy, right? And your book title with a combination or in the cover has only one job, is to stop people from scrolling, get their interest, and make them interested enough to click on that book to find out more. That's it, right? If your book is in a bookstore, it's a very similar scenario. You have to stop their eyes somewhere and grab their attention, because the moment they go in a bookstore, for example, right? And for most of you out there, it doesn't even matter because more than 67% of book sales are happening online, and it's increasing, the ratio is changing, right? It's way more online, less in stores. But anyway, for the sake of it, so you can see it vividly in your head, let's say you go into a bookstore, and usually people, they have a section that they go to, let's say self-help section on mental health or health and wellness. They go to that section and they're scrolling, right? And their mind stops. That's what the book that I'm gonna pick up, right? And if your title is very clear, connects with their heads, right, and their brains clicks, it's a problem that it's the solution, but to solve that problem in their head, this is subconscious thinking. Remember this. It's subconscious thinking. It's not something, okay, let me think about it, right? No. Most buyers don't act that way. And then they pick it up. Out of all of these 55 books that they have, all the options in that particular place in the store, in a bookstore, they pick it up. And that's how you win half of the battle. And then they investigate. Some people investigate less, some people investigate more. But if people don't find your book right there with their eyes, the battle is lost, right? Doesn't matter how great your book is. Doesn't matter how much time and effort you put into creating and writing that content or working with some team to get that done for you. It doesn't matter because your book is not being bought. Nobody gives a crap about your book. Right, test number 3. Would you reread this book in 5 years from now? And this is an amazing test to do because it's all about timeless problems. The problems that existed 5-10 years ago, chances are they're gonna continue to exist 5-10 years from now. This is why I absolutely hate, and there are so many examples from 3, 4, 5 years ago. A great example that I would like to use is books about metaverse or NFTs. Right? And not really big problem solvers, just a hype. People are looking, people are searching for information, and one of the ways people search information is books, right? So that trend probably died in about 4 or 5 months as I was looking at the market and seeing how people are reacting. So this is a great example of trends that don't do anything, right? And what are you gonna do with that, right? Even let's say you went in and you published a book and you're a metaverse expert or NFT expert, and then nobody gives a crap about that book, nobody gives a damn about that book 6 months later. How would you position yourself? How would that make you look as an author, as an expert, and publishing a book like this? Shows to your potential customers and readers and your clients, future clients and existing clients, that you don't know what you're talking about. You're not solving problems that are existing right now. And you don't know how to be in trend, meaning you don't know how to be always with the market, right? So especially with books, because you put so much work into it, most people do, most authors do, you have to look at problems and position those problems in a way so people who are looking for those kind of solutions, they are always in demand, right? A great example that I really like to use is mental health problems. Problems like ADHD or anxiety or depression or stress, right? These are timeless problems. Now, the market's saturated, so you have to find your own angles. You have to find ways to position the book and yourself as an author to stand out from a crowd. But these are very good examples on how some problems are evergreen, everlasting, while others, they're just out there for 3-4 months. And if you ask the right question to yourself, it's going to be very easy for you to identify and say, okay, I don't think that the solution that I'm going to provide, people are going to see as timeless. And I pick up this book, just looking at the title, 5 years from now, either I'm not going to understand it or the problem doesn't exist anymore. People think about that problem differently and they describe that problem differently. And if they will, and you know it right now, it's almost always when you're studying the bestsellers, not the bestsellers that are up and down in 2 weeks and they go down to the ground, but those who are lasting for years, for decades, right? When you look at those books really nail it down. They really solve those problems for decades in the past and decades to come. So this is the kind of book that you want for you and for your own brand as well. All right, so to recap, your book is not crap if it passes these 3 tests. Number 1, it solves one bleeding obvious problem. Number 2, the title on your book cover is visible from a mile away. Number 3, it solves a problem that still exists 5-10 years from now. Now, whether you have a book already, you're an upcoming author, or you're just thinking about a book, you have ideas, put your ideas or your existing book through this test, or maybe you already have your book published. In most cases, it's still not too late. You can still republish it, reposition it to get it right. Or if your book is not working, it's out there, not making any sales, selling less than 1 copy or 2 copies per day, right? Put this book through this test, through these 3 steps, if your answer is no to any one of these 3, you have a problem. You have to go back to the drawing board and rework on it. Right? Anyway, I hope you found this video helpful. Make sure that you use the information that you learned from this video, and see you in the next one.